Okay, so today is April Fool's Day, 2019. I'm Sue Moulton, your Advanced Director out of Boscawen, New Hampshire, and we are going to do a new consultant training, Strong Start, and I'm going to screen share with you my PowerPoint that I created. So this is about teaching new consultants what to do in your first 30, 60, and 90 days. And so I always use the example of an airplane. It is much harder in your first couple of days to get off the ground than it will be once you get to cruising altitude. So it takes a little bit more fuel, a little bit more effort. You're learning something new, so it's a learning curve. So keep in mind that if you get frustrated, my biggest suggestion is within a minute or two, if you're looking for something on the website and you can't find it within a minute or two, text on the team page or text me or your recruiter and say, hey, I'm looking for X, because we can point you to that spot on the website. It takes a lot. There's a lot of information on that website. So we can put you there quicker, like click the second tab, go down to shows and orders, and that's where you'll find it. Or go to training, go down to marketing imagery, go to whatever. So we don't want you frustrated. Of course, we want you to look around the website, but once you've learned some of that basics of what it takes to run the business, it literally will become like rote work. I say the same things at my live shows again and again and again. I can do it in my sleep, that so much so that when my daughter was about 14 years old, I was training new consultants on a website. And at one point she started taking over for me. I had to go, I don't know, answer the door or something like that. And she just jumped on and she's like, and she's at 14 because she had heard it so many times. So it really does get easier. So don't panic if it seems a little overwhelming at first. So your business is like, your business is taking flight, and so we're going to kind of review some of the things that hopefully you've started, but some of you are so new, you just started in March and you might not have gotten this far. So some of you may have already done your first few shows. There's a lot of the new, we have 19 new team members in March. So most of them are virtual consultants. So a lot of my training pertains to live cooking shows because that's the way it used to be. It used to be about 80-20, and now it's almost 50-50 in that people are doing virtual versus live cooking classes. So keep in mind, I'm training for both. So you might have done some shows, whether it's virtual or maybe you've done a grand opening show at your own house. I recommend, even if you're a virtual consultant, you have your friends come to your house anyway. Have them come over, pull out some products and cook a few things and talk about Pampered Chef. You will likely book a party or find your first team members by doing that. Plus, I always recommend, if you're not shy and you don't mind going Facebook Live, go Facebook Live with a product. I'll tell you, videos are watched like 79% more than just a post with a photo. So you might have learned some recipes if you're doing live shows. If you're doing virtual, maybe not. You might have learned some things about products. And if you don't know where to go for learning information about products, I will teach you how to find that. You're going to find them in, there's a whole section, a product knowledge section that you can go. And I joke, when people used to come to my shows, they would be mesmerized by what I say about a knife or about something. And I'm like, it's all on the website. And so when they actually listened to the training, they were like, oh, that's not even your idea. I'm like, no, I'm really good at implementing other people's great ideas. That's why I'm successful. So, you might have learned to coach your hostesses, and if not, we do have a program that this was a 6-week series that we just finished, and we're going to be starting again, but the series talks about where to get bookings. That's called prospecting, host coaching your hostesses, how to do your show, how to do customer care follow-up, how to recruit, and then how to start your new recruit strong. So all of those things is a series of 6 lessons that you're going to learn through PC University, but that you can also learn from your directors, your leaders, and myself. So you want to book 2 new shows from every show. That's kind of our goal, because that will replace the show that you just did and also give you future business. So you want to keep that in the back of your mind that, you know, I always say, I'm not through until I book 2. I'm not through until I book 2, so that you have a goal set for what your goal is when you leave and close the show. You also want to make sure that you're sharing your business with all of your hosts and all of your guests. So if you're doing it as a live show, you're going to be host coaching your hostess and reminding her that she can take a kit credit. $25 or $50 of her free products can go towards the cost of any 3 of our kits based on the show sales that she's earned. In addition to a kit credit, you want to be asking her if she wants to join your organization and your team and get started. If you are doing it virtually, you're doing that in posts on your template, and then you're answering questions about the business. And hopefully you're learning, and if you haven't learned it yet, full service checkout is critical. During a show, we inform about products, we inform about the opportunity that what they earn when they host a show, and we inform about the opportunity to join our team. But then we have to invite, and that is all about the full service checkout, is asking them to take action on what we've taught them. So let me go to the next one. Postponements. 20% of all your shows will reschedule or simply cancel. So you need to plan for that. Now, in regards to virtual parties, they might actually happen, but 20% of them won't qualify, meaning they will not hit the $200 mark. I did 6 shows on March 8th, and I did 6 shows on March 22nd. On the March 22nd, I had one show that had 0 orders in it, nothing, not a single order. And I had, I think, one show from my previous one, maybe 2, that didn't hit the $200 mark. But I also had a $1,500 show, an $1,100 show, a bunch of $500 and $600 shows, some $400 and some $300 and $200. So it's a mixed bag. So you really need to do enough shows to give you the average of what you want to earn. Live shows are always higher in sales in general. Your averages will be higher if you do live cooking classes because people get to touch the products, and that makes it so that they'll buy it. But we can create a fun experience where they can see the products live and make them want the products as well. So if you're looking to earn $500 a month, you'll need to schedule 6 shows so that 4 to 5 of them will actually hold. Because on average, a new consultant doing a live cooking show earns about $120 per show. Don't get discouraged. It's all part of the business. We work with real people and real life happens. One of our consultants on our team said that she can't be on tonight's Zoom call because she's visiting a friend that has brain damage in the hospital. So life happens. People get sick. People die. Kids get sick. Stuff happens. Work to find a new date with them or offer them a catalog show or a virtual party if it's a live show that cancels. And the most important thing and the hardest thing, when new consultants ask me, what's the hardest part of your business? This is it. Controlling your emotions. It's key to success. So I get it. My family calls me Chicken Little. Literally, they still call me Chicken Little. Last month, in February, it was a really, really slow. January and February were really slow for me, unusually slow. And I was like, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Oh! And it's funny that I say that because it happens a lot, where I panic. But this month, I think I've already sold like $12,000. So I think last month I had 3,000. So we are in sales. Sales is a roller coaster business. It all has to do with the people group that you're in. So just go for the ride. Sometimes you're going to show up to a show and you're going to have 1 or 2 guests there, but sometimes a 1 or 2 guest show could be a $500 show. So give it your best at all times. Don't prejudge. If you're having tech trouble, PC University has videos that shows you exactly how to enter a show, how to close a show, how to enter the 60% off host special, half price items, as well as what is called a future party pick. That goes to the hostess that your show was booked off of. So if Christine held a show and I booked a show from Christine's show, then Christine gets a future party pick and she gets a half price item. A yellow star will pop up on your computer to indicate that something has been qualified for but has not been chosen. So again, When you start going through PC University, you're going to learn how to enter orders and how to enter those things. But there are short little videos on everything. And I used to joke, I used to watch the video on my phone and have my computer clicking, and I would pause it and click and pause it and click. So if you don't know how to do it, I was so tech challenged when I started Pampered Chef. I didn't even have Facebook when I started. I got a Facebook account just for business so that I could start connecting to people. So I can train you, because if this old dog can learn that new trick, and I'm doing virtual parties now, then you can too. So let's talk about a few other things. So PC University and training. When you are on what's called the full site, there is training and resource tab, and there are training audios and training videos and web tool training. The web tool trainings will show you how to use your phone and the computer to enter orders, etc. The training audios are awesome. If you spend time commuting to a job or to school or some other place, you definitely want to be able to use those, and you want to listen to those when you're in a car, because you'll be able to glean information that later you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember hearing that. So consider doing that. This is what it looks like when you go to that section of training resources. If you go over to the left-hand side under Web Tool Trainings and you click Show Order Entry, it'll show you, and you can click this button here and watch how to enter a show order, how to enter the host order, how to submit the show. All of it is available to you in script form if you learn better by reading. I had a girlfriend all the time, and I would ask her something and she would have to write it out. She had to use, you know, a different way of learning. PC dollars. All of you that started in March, whoop, whoop, you guys are going to get buku bonuses. So PC dollars are earned as the following. Any other time of the year other than March, it is 100 Pampered Chef dollars for every $1,250 you sell in commissionable sales in your first 30, 60, and 90 days. In addition to that, those that joined in March of 2019, when you hit $500, they're going to give you your first 50 Pampered Chef dollars. And when you hit $1,250 in your first 30 days, you're going to get another 200. So a total of 250 Pampered Chef dollars. Now, I call this Mickey Mouse money because it gets deposited into your account on Pampered Chef, and it can be used for Pampered Chef stuff only. So you can buy products, you can buy catalogs, you can buy door prize slips. More importantly, you can pay for national conference with it. You can add it to your kit supplies and those type of things. The only time that you can rack up these large quantities of Pampered Chef dollars is in your first 90 days. So you definitely want to be watching before you click the button that says submit on your orders, what your total is before your last show of the month is submitted. In your welcome email, it told you your 30-day and your 90-day mark. If you do not know it, you need to just contact your director, because we can look it up for you as well. And you want to mark those in your calendar, because you want to make sure that you're not missing those dates. And for those of you who are leaders here, you're the consultants that have recruited them, you want to mark them in your calendar too, so that a few days before you can review with them and make sure that they've hit their goals. So I hope you're having fun with your business. I know that we've got a couple brandy new consultants on our team that have already recruited their first team members. So it's time to share it with a friend. It's like having a walking buddy. You guys really will have so much more fun when you have a friend in the business that you can be like, oh my God, I did the show the other day and blah, 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 and you'll be able to share. It's way more fun. Plus, they'll be able to spur each other on, because they might be like, hey, you said that you were going to do, 10 customer care calls tonight and you didn't do them. Like, what's going on? At every show, there is a recruit. But the question is there a recruiter that actually showed up to the show? Are you doing your job? If you do your job correctly, you're going to pique the interest about the business opportunity. Now that you have informed them, remember I talked about you also need to invite them during full service checkout? So here's how it works. I always say whether they're 18, because they have to be legal enough to sign a contract, to 99, because we've had some 70-something-year-olds on our team. People do it for many different reasons. I've had, my daughter was 18 and she was moving out to her own apartment and she wanted free Pampered Chef. And I told her to call the people she babysat for over the years and do 3 online virtual Facebook shows, and that she would hit her $12.50 and that she would get to keep all the products in the catalog and get 100 Pampered Chef dollars. So she did that and she loaded up on products. I have had young kids getting married join our team. I've had people having babies join our team, people getting married. I've had people that honestly just joined our team because she said, I don't know any girls in the area and you guys look like you're really fun and I just would like to have some fellowship, basically. I've had retirees say, oh my gosh, if I don't do something, I'm going to be a recluse. I need to get out of the house. I've had stay-at-home moms say, please, I need some sanity, get me out of the house. And I've had lots of moms say, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, I want to quit my job. So do not prejudge. People have student loans, they have mortgages, they haven't saved enough for retirement. There are 4 new tires for $800 they need to put on their car. And they can't get overtime nowadays. And most jobs, they do not offer overtime. So if you have an unexpected bill, like last night, my furnace started acting funny. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to buy a new furnace. If that happens, I had a girl, literally, her name was Rachel. She called me up. I knew her personally. And she's like, I need a new furnace. I need $1,000 fast. And I said, if you follow my lead, you can earn $1,000 in 30 days. So again, don't prejudge. Ask everybody. Let them decide whether this is for them or not. So how do you spot a recruit lead at these shows? Are there red flags to watch for and listen for? Yes. So I'm going to, let me see. All right. Yeah. So these are questions that often get asked at my live cooking shows. These are great red flags for you to know that these people are more than just passing questions, but they're asking really good questions. Like I had some on a virtual show recently that are asking good questions. How many parties do you need to do? Boy, you're really good at this, which means that they're thinking, I don't know if I can do that. I have so many products. I have the blah, 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 and the blah, blah, blah. If they have lots of products, they're a good recruit lead. You must be a good cook, because they're like me. I was not a good cook, and they're thinking, oh my God, I can't do this because I don't know how to cook. So you need to make sure that you're sharing the fact that they don't have to be a good cook in order to be a good Pampered Chef consultant, okay? Must take long to do all these dishes. I always joke that I seldom ever do the dishes. You make this look easy. The guests that come early and the guests that stay late and want to help you pack up and say, oh my God, is there anything I can help you with? Those are all big recruit leads. Do you do anything else besides Pampered Chef? Those are the people who are really busy and they want to know if they can work Pampered Chef alongside their busy life. Guests that buy very little but express interest in a lot. They're perfect candidates. There are a lot of people out there that just cannot afford Pampered Chef. So they're either going to host a show and get it for free, or they're going to join your team so that they can earn income. The one that came that was brought by an invited guest, those are people that are unfamiliar with Pampered Chef, and those often are really great recruit leads too. The guest sitting at the edge of her chair all night, the one who takes care of your kids when you're at the show, the person who asked, did you buy all these products to become a consultant? I love that question because they think that I have to pay for all my products. The ones that ask, well, how do you find the shows? Like, how do you get hosts? The number one question, I think, is number 15. How much are you required to sell every month? People ask me that every single live show. I swear, almost everyone. Those are recruit leads. Who pays for the ingredients? Is this a pyramid scheme? So I want to address that right here because you'll hear that at shows, and I've had new consultants be like, I don't know. So we'll start with the fact that a pyramid is illegal. The federal government will shut a pyramid down. It is not a pyramid. We are part of direct selling. Multi-level marketing is what it is called, and it is totally legal. Mary Kay, Pampered Chef, Tupperware, there's tons of multi-level marketing. We basically take out the middleman and we do the distribution and the selling so that they don't have to have storefronts and overhead. You can be confident in knowing that we are owned by Warren Buffett. We are part of Berkshire Hathaway traded stocks on the New York Stock Exchange, and we are owned by one of the wealthiest men in America. So we are very legal, to say the least. So if they ask that, I always joke that your job's a pyramid scheme because your boss is always at the top and you can never make as much money as your boss. People usually laugh at that. So you out there can make more money than me, even though you're underneath me on my team. So people don't understand that, but you can, based on your organization and how much you grow, earn more money than the person who recruited you into the business. Okay? Your income potential is unlimited. It is only limited by how much you want to work and how much you want to learn. People might ask, do you have a big team? If you have a big team or don't have a big team, you can say no, but I am part of a big team. How many shows do you do a month? Or if they say, my husband would never let me host a show. Those are some of the common things that are actually recruit leads. Actually, I'm going to stop for a second. I want you guys, I'll stop screen sharing. I want you guys to all unmute. Hi, Deb. Good to see you. I never can see you guys when I'm doing the screen share, and now all of a sudden I see all of you guys. So you guys can unmute. I want to stop at this point. There's more slides to go, but I just want to make sure that, that I have addressed anything that we've come to so far. Anybody have any questions so far on what they've seen or heard? Am I making sense? Are you all like, yeah, I get it? Okay. All right.
So I have a question.
Yes.
I have a party that I kept open for one extra day because my hostess didn't get any orders at all. She booked from a prior show that I had. Now, that hostess from the prior show, can she still get her 50% off product?
No, the show has to qualify and has to hit $200. So, okay. And I've had that happen too. So here's what you do. You partner your past host with your current host. And so was it a virtual party or a live show?
Yeah, it was virtual.
Okay. So, so here's some of the things that I'm working with the hostess that I have. So I told her to, and I have an image that I text to, and it's on our team page. It's called Hurry, We're Closing Soon. And it has a little guy looking at his watch and like, I'm late, I'm late. And I have her text that, private message that to all of her guests individually. Like, hey, not sure if you saw, we're closing our show on Saturday. You know, was there anything that you wanted that I could
I did have her do that. She did that yesterday.
All right, perfect. So we'll see if we get some orders that way. Again, I would go and remind your hostess that, once we hit the $200 show mark, that's when you start earning your benefits of free half price and discounted products. And also Susie hostess can get her half price item. And then I would go back to Susie hostess that it was booked off of and say, hey, look, Justine's having a really tough time getting some orders on her show. I'm not sure how well you know her friends or anything, but were there people at your show that did not get a chance to order that you might be able to reach out to, and we can add them to her show? So kind of partnering the past host with the current host, because they're friends, obviously. And trying to get that to go. So it does happen. We all get dud shows. We all get some, and that's that 20%, so like, you can't, if you need 2 shows a month, you can't just book 2 shows a month in order to get the income from that, because you might have 2 duds that month or 1 dud. So 20% roll off is what is standard in the industry. So I used to want 8 to 10 shows a month. So I tried to book 12 to 16. I usually would end up booking 10 or 12 a month, but that's what I would do for live cooking shows because I wanted to sell between $6,000 and $10,000 a month. So you got to know what your numbers are, and then you got to overbook for what you need. Anybody else have any questions? No? All right, I'll continue. There's plenty more to teach. Okay. So customer care and follow-up. So, whoa, go back. There we go. Customer care and follow-up. So you're going to continue for long-term business. It's all about building a relationship with the people. So give you an example. Marilyn is a hostess that I just met from another hostess. We did a virtual online party. I do a lot of videos. I do a lot of GIFs or GIFs or whatever you call those funny things. And my crazy personality comes through. So she was like, oh my God, you were so much fun. I hope that when I move to Arizona, we can still be friends. Like, you were great. I mean, she just had a really good time. It's all about relationships. You know darn well that that woman is going to refer me to all of her friends for Pampered Chef. Right? So you have to go beyond being a salesperson. You have to go into, how can I help this person? So, for example, I found out that Marilyn's daughter has some type of, it's not celiac, but she's got an inflammation issue in her gut, and that her doctor told her that she should eat Whole30, which is what I ate. So I'm like, oh my gosh, let me send you some recipes. Let me tell you some things that worked great for us. Here's some ideas. So it's helping meet a need. It's not just selling them a product, but helping them get dinner on the table for 29 minutes or less, things like that. You want to follow up regularly. The 222 follow-up. 2 days after the show, 2 weeks after it closes, 2 months after the show is over. Let's talk about what the 222 is. So ring, ring. Hey, Christine, thanks so much for coming to Kelly's show the other night. I just wanted to let you know that we're going to be closing her show in a couple of days. I didn't know if there was anything else that you wanted to add to your order after you got home. I know sometimes I get some hostesses that get home and they tell their husband, oh my God, that manual food processor was awesome. And their husbands say, well, why didn't you get it? So I just wanted to let you know, if you needed to add anything to your order, I could add it tonight. Was there anything you had? No? Okay, great. I also wanted to let you know that in a couple weeks when your products arrive, I'm going to give you a call back. Make sure you get them out of the box. They're called my out of the box calls. And I also want to make sure that there's nothing broken or damaged, because you have 30 days to return anything that was broken in there, okay? So again, if I can help you with anything, let me know. Ring, 2 weeks. Ring, ring. Hey, Christine, it's Sue Moulton. I'm calling like I said I would, okay? You tell them you're going to call, and then you call. So you're not bothering them. You're doing what you said. Good customer service. Just want to make sure you got your products out of the box. This is my out of the box call. It better be being used. Have you tried your pizza stone? Do you need a recipe to go with it? Is there anything I can help you with? Hey, I know at Christine's show you had said that you weren't interested in hosting your own virtual party, but have you given it any other thought? Because Christine got $90 free, 3 half-price items, and a 60% off. And this month, oh my gosh, this month is the best month ever to host because blah, blah, blah. And then you tell her why. Nope, I'm all set, not interested in hosting. Yes, I've used my products. Everything is great. Perfect. So I'm going to follow up with you in a couple months to see if there's anything else I can help you with. Thank you so much for participating in the show. I really appreciate my customers and my hostesses. And if you'd like to join my VIP customer group, it's called blah, blah, blah. Would it be all right if I added you? Perfect. 2 months later. So you have a tickler file, right? And you move her little sheet 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. So now, as you've been doing shows, you have people in your files that you can actually call. So when you start to run out of bookings, you're going to go back and make your phone calls. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be doing this through texting, I understand, or Facebook messaging. I find that phone calls actually get more actual productivity because people can easily ignore a text. They don't easily ignore the phone. And if you're leaving a message, I always say, I'm sorry I didn't reach you. I will try you again at a different time. And then I call back again. Oh my gosh, I must be grabbing you always at the wrong time. I will keep trying. So they know they better darn well pick up the phone because Sue's going to keep calling until they do. So they need to say no to me out loud. It's hard for people to say no. So they need to say no to me or I'm going to keep following up with them. The 2 month after the show call is the time to ask if they had not already booked with you, if they'd like to hear about the 3 specials that Pampered Chef is offering. Hey, Christine, it's Sue Moulton with the Pampered Chef. How are you doing? Are you enjoying your summer? Hey, I just called for a quick second. I wanted to tell you about the 3 specials that Pampered Chef is offering. Do you have a quick sec? Sure. Pampered Chef is offering this amazing walk for free if you decide to join my team this month and do a few of these virtual parties that I was telling you about. They're amazing. Is that something that you might be interested in? Oh no, definitely don't want to do that. Okay, no problem. Well, the second special we have is for our hosts, and that is 60% off that walk or any other piece of cookware. And they just announced on April 1st that if you host a show at $550 or more, they'll give you an extra $100 bonus. Is that something you'd like to do? We can do what Sally Sue did. Nope, not interested in that. Okay, great, no problem. There is a bonus this month if you decide that you'd like to add some more items. I can add it to one of the other shows that I'm doing, and you can get the measure, mix, and pour or the egg slicer for free with a $75 order. Was there anything I can help you with today? Nope, nothing. Okay, great. When you need something from me, you just give me a call. I'll touch back with you in 6 months to a year. Pretty simple, okay? There are booking follow-up word choices. This document will be available for you to review. I posted it on the Director Bound train, Disney Bound site, but I can post it into our team page. Hey, Carol, this is Sue with the Pampered Chef. I'm calling to check in with you. How are you? You loving the products? Do you have a minute? And this is basically everything I just went through. Host coaching. This is actually where you earn your paycheck. You just pick it up at the show. For those of us that are using the Stephen Joseph's format for virtual shows, Jen Mitchell can tell you, I can tell you. I used to do some virtual shows. They weren't so great. I did March 8th. I sold $2,000 in business that week. I did 6 more. The 22nd, I sold $4,000 in 1 week. Host coaching is where it's at. It is spoon feeding your host every single day a tip, a trick. It's indicating what is going on with their show and staying in really close touch with them about what's happening. If you're doing live cooking shows, it's talking about getting enough guests at the show. So there are 8 essential elements of a live cooking show. A lot of these have to do with live cooking. Let me see. Power tools. So I guess it pertains to virtual too. Let me just back up and I'll just go. So getting there early and setting up. If you're doing a live show, that's important. If you're doing a virtual show, you're making sure that you have your show link. You're making sure that you have your hostess in there and that your hostess knows that she needs to invite 150 people, 20 at a time, to get about 30 or so to actually click join. Strong opening. That is basically your welcome to your guests. You can do it virtually in a post. You can do it, and I'll show you. Let me come out of here, and let me show you what that looks like when you are doing it in an actual show. So when you are in a show, oh, here it is. I custom made mine. I put my own photo in here, and I took the stuff from Pampered Chef and I edited it. But I told them what to expect from a Pampered Chef party, okay? You also, as you can see, we do a lot of funny gifts. I do photos. I do crazy things that get my personality out there so that they know me and I'm different than anybody else. So you can create things that you can use again and again in your virtual shows. I could show a stock picture of Pampered Chef, but I show a picture of myself because I want them to remember who I am. But I also go Facebook Live right here in the event as a welcome. And I do an individual welcome in each and every virtual party I do. I just stand in my kitchen, I clean everything off the counter so it doesn't look like I have a messy house, which I do. And then I just say, hey, welcome to the Bishop Brady fundraiser. Here's how we're going to do blah, 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 blah. And then the sign that's in the background, our upline executive director, Randy, gave it to me. It says, enriching lives, one meal and one memory at a time. I tell people if they want bonus points into this, that they need to private message me that message. You can just have tools in the background and you can pick a tool up. I do this all the time in my videos and I say, hey, if you're on one of my virtual parties, you need to private message me that the can opener, the helicopter blade flies on top. And if you message that to me, you're going to get bonus points. So that's what it looks like to do a welcome. You're talking to the guests and getting your own personality out there. That is a strong opening. Next, Power tools. Remember, it's not about the food. If you're doing live cooking shows, it's not about the food. I have burnt many dishes at a Pampered Chef party, and people laugh at me. One lady asked me if I burnt it so that I would sell the professional cookware because it cleaned up so well. I go, oh, honey, I don't ruin food on purpose. It just happens when I'm around food. So it's about the tool that creates it. So you need to understand your power tools. If you have pen and paper and you're taking notes, your knives, your cookware, your stoneware, your quick cooker. Those are the ones you need to learn about. What is our quick cooker? What are the features and the benefits of it? Why is it better than an Instant Pot? What is so great about our cookware? It has no PFOAs. So what? What does that mean? That means that you can use metal utensils in it. It means that you can use it on high heat, which no other nonstick cookware that I know of can be used on high heat. It means it can go in the dishwasher. It means that the handle comes apart for easy stackability. It has no rivets so that there's no egg buildup when you're doing scrambled eggs. And best yet, it's husband and child safe. So those are the things that you need to know what to say about a product so that you can sell the product. And if you don't know how to do those, you're going to go to PC University, and there's little videos that teach you everything that I just said right online. So you should block aside a half an hour, maybe twice a week, to start watching some of these videos. I know that seems like there's a lot of training, but I'm asking for 2 one-hour segments the first and third Tuesdays of the month to do team meetings, and then maybe 1 hour, maybe even 30 minutes twice a week, just till you get up and running in your first 6 weeks. You should have some type of booking commercial. If you're doing a live cooking class, you want to have some blurb that you say about booking. We used to have a booking slide. They still have that you could talk about it. You could do, so the booking slide is you flip it out and it talks about all the benefits of hosting a show. You get free products and half price and discounted and all that. I tell people to just turn to the back of the catalog. If I'm doing a live show, I say, hey, everybody turn to the back of the catalog. I want to, give you some points into our door prize. And I ask them questions. If our hostess here hits $1,000 in guest sales, how much does she earn for free? Somebody yells out $215. I give them a ticket, or I tell them to mark down a point on their door prize slip. Then I ask another question. How many half price items or sets does she earn? So pile on. If you're at a live show, you can just pile on products. You can give them fake Monopoly money. You could hand them if you went shopping at Kohl's and I gave you a half price item, could you find something to buy? Yes. If I gave you another half price. So that type of thing. Whoops. So there are other ways to talk about it. Most of you are doing virtual Facebook parties. So there are images in marketing imagery about hosting a show. It is always great if you have past hosts in your show to have them rave about what they got for half price. Like, oh my God, Sue was so great. I got this, that, and the other thing at my show. You should definitely book a show with her. She will make it so much fun. She will make it so easy. Spoon feed them the information that they're to say. You want to be looking for your first few recruit leads, and your host is your best and your first lead. Always, always invite her when you're host coaching. And then again at the show, hey, just want to remind you, if you want to join my team, you could take all the bookings from the show and start your own business. Your hostesses, 90% of us have all hosted shows before. So most of your recruit team members are going to come from hosts. I do a Q&A session. There are stickers on the Pampered Chef website that you can print out that actually have these questions, on them, and you can print them and put them on a catalog, or you can ask them into your virtual party, and they have standard answers, so you can work on it that way. For a long time, I did the 3 commission check activity. So here's what that is. It's a commission check for $1,250, a commission check for $1,700. No, a commission check for $350, $1,700, and I think like $4,500. And I put them in envelopes and I passed them out. And I asked people to read the amount that was in that check, and they would say $300 and whatever dollars. And I would say, what would you do with an extra $300 this month? And they would tell you. I'd go out for dinner, I'd go get a mani-pedi, I would whatever. then you would say that belongs to a teacher on our team who did 2 cooking classes in a month, and she did it to pay for daycare for her second child because daycare is very expensive. So I told the occupation of one of our team members and why she was doing Pampered Chef, because there might be people in the audience doing that. Then the next paycheck was $12.50. I said, what would you do with an extra, oh no, it was $17.95. What would you do with an extra $17.95? People would be like, oh my God, that extra? And then they would say, I go on vacation. Well, where would you go? Or I pay off debt. How many months of that would it take to pay off your debt? And then I would tell them, that's a 4th grade teacher on our team. She did X number of cooking classes. She worked less than 20 hours in the month of June and earned $1,700. In addition to that, she also did invention camp at her school. She planned for 12 hours. Any teacher knows there's planning involved. She was in the classroom for like 30 hours, and she made $695 through the school district. She worked for less than 20 hours and earned $1,795. And then I give them one of my commission checks. And I talk about, the leadership track and if they're interested in earning full-time income. If you want those envelopes, or if you want copies of paychecks that you can use into your virtual party, Jen Mitchell uses copies of commission checks, and she mutes out the color of the amount of the thing and says, guess my commission check. But if you want to do these, guess these 3 commissions or whatever, you can add them into your virtual parties. Door prize slips. There's got to be some way to capture their information. If you're doing a virtual party, it's a Google Doc. We will teach you how to create a Google Doc. We will teach you how to read a Google Doc and to follow up with that information. You have to mention the fact that we do fundraisers and wedding registries and wedding showers, because if you don't actually mention them during your shows, you won't ever book them. And as I'm saying this, I realize in my current template, I don't have anything about these 3 things because I do it in my live shows all the time. Oh, I'll be changing that tonight. So the reason I say that is I share this at my shows, and I had a customer come up to me, and I was doing full service checkout. She said no to booking a show. She said no to doing a catalog show. She said no to doing a virtual party. But when I asked her, do you know anybody that could use some fundraising? She was the PTO chairperson. It took a year for us to get my foot in the door, but I did a DC 8th grade trip that the first year we did it was $4,000 in sales. Second year it was $6,000. Third year it was $12,000. So if you're not asking at your shows, how are you going to know that they're the PTO president, right? So April is the second best time to begin hosting shows. So you guys started in the right time. And why do I say that? This is like our second Christmas. We have Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, weddings, and graduations all around the corner. People are buying for gift giving right now. So that means you need to mention all of those things in your shows intentionally. Okay? And then you got to wrap up. So for a live show, I always say, hey, everybody, can I have your attention, please? I need to tell you how checkout's going to go. Like, I'm going to tell them how checkout's going to go. If you don't take charge of your show and take charge of your business, it's going to be chaos. And nobody's going to know what to do. People want to be told what to do. How's it going to go? So I always say, hey, I'm going to be set up right over here if you will come one at a time so I can give you full service checkout and answer any of your questions. And I raise my hand. Is there anyone here tonight that needs to scoot out really quickly, has kids at home that you need to get to bed? I want to take you first. Somebody always raises their hand. Then I always stick, by the way, I always stick all the dishes in the soapy water except for the knives, and somebody does my dishes while I'm doing checkout. Then I talk about Feeding America Food Bank. There's a heart at the bottom of the order form that says round your order up. For every $2, 22 meals goes to a local food bank based on the zip code of our hostess. I'm going to ask every one of you if you'll consider rounding your order up. You can go to the nearest dollar. You can add $2, $5, $10, whatever you want. Do not feel obligated that you have to round up, but I will ask every one of you. Almost every customer of mine, when I say it like that, rounds up. And because of that, For the last 5 years, I've been in the top 20 for collecting money for Roundup. I've been what they call a partner. And then I tell them right up front, I prefer debit or credit, but I will take cash checks. And if you're a massage therapist, let's talk. So I joke too. I do the husband plan, part cash, part credit card, part check. And people always laugh at that, but it's true. I've had, ladies pull cash out of their bra. So almost done, girls. Hang in there. I would start with recruiting first because it's really hard to go backwards from that. So when you do full service checkout, and that you're going to be doing when you are private messaging guests on Facebook, you're going to be starting with the business opportunity. So Sarah, did you have a good time tonight? I'm so glad that you came. Have you ever thought of earning extra income by owning your own business or by doing what I do? What about the business inspired you? Is there something about the Q&A that really made you go, Just ask. 90% of the people, it's all about numbers, people. 90% of them are going to go, no, I'm too busy. I could never do what you do. You want to hear the whys. What I want to hear from you are what are the excuses they're giving you. So every time that you get an excuse from one of your people, I want you to text your upline and say, she said no because of. She already works 2 or 3 jobs. She has 4 kids. She homeschools. I want to know what their whys are because I can help you. Okay? We have, it used to be called Life Tastes Great. I don't remember what it's called now, but we have a recruiting brochure. They keep changing the name of it. But I have little stickers on our team page and on Facebook, and I'll show you how to search on Facebook. But it says, keep these where your bills are, and if you ever have a month where you have more bills than income, give me a call. It's just a little recruiting brochure. If they say yes, you give them the same brochure, and then you meet with them. So we've asked about the business opportunity. They've said, no, they're not interested. We're going to move right on to whether or not they want to host a show. But we never say, would you like to host a show? We say, so do you think your friends would prefer salad and sangria, Mexican and margaritas, or my fresh and healthy theme show? You're asking not a yes or no question. They have to go, I don't know that I want anybody to come over. Okay? Then if they say yes, you go to the next question. Would you prefer a weekend or a weekday? Or if you're doing virtual shows, would you prefer April 8th or April 22nd? Okay? You want to date the show before they leave. Does somebody have a question? So dating the show before you leave is important. If you don't have a date, you don't have a booking. I can't even tell you how many sheets of paper I have upstairs in my office of people that are like, yep, and then they never gave me a date. Well, it's never happened. So you've got to get a date on the calendar. When that's over, I always laugh. I'm like, all right, if they say no to the virtual, no to the live, and I go, all right, last question, I promise. And they always laugh because I've been asking them all these questions. I go like, do you know anybody that needs any fundraising? Or any brides that just got engaged? So you're always asking for referrals. Okay, so team meetings. We have team meetings. We have first and third Tuesdays of every month. Put that on your calendar. Do not book a show. 8:30 to 9:30 on Tuesdays, first and third, unless it's like Christmas and stuff. Partner with your director. It's our job and our joy to help you succeed. There is no silly question. And if you really want to be successful, you need to be Velcro to our hip for your first 90 days. I always say, we need to be like peanut butter and jelly. You need to be talking to your person who recruited you and asking all the questions. We can't help you if things are going great. We're more help when things aren't going well. National conference. Here's our silly team down here. See all these people down here? There's Susie and Jessica and Sarah. There's Wendy and another Jessica and me and Emily. Wendy made these hats, and we wore them all around at National Conference, and people took pictures of us, and we actually ended up in a Pampered Chef little newsletter. We went on home office tour looking this crazy. So yes, I am crazy. We do fun things at conference. So I hope you guys come to National Conference. It's so much fun. You don't want to miss it. It is July 25th, 26th, and 27th. It ends at about noon on Saturday. I fly in. I used to fly in on Tuesday, but I'm coming right off of vacation on Monday. So I need a day to do laundry before I fly out. So I'm flying out on Wednesday, the 24th. I just got my tickets and I posted it on the team page. And I will be arriving home Saturday evening. We share hotel rooms, 4 people in a room. If you want a bed to yourself, then you pay for half the room because we divide it by 4, so you get 2 spots to make it cost effective. So it's really so much fun. I recommend that you invest in your business. People who attend national conference sell more and recruit more. They have kept stats on that. There you go. There are 3 times higher sales and 6 times more recruits from those that did not attend national conference. You're going to hear, I've heard from Olympic runners. I heard from, I think her name was Sarah Levine, Amy Levine. She was one of the first and only women who took an all-women's team up the biggest mountain in the world. Hello. Somebody will help me. You can tell I'm really tired. I was up early today. Tax write-offs. You guys have tons of tax write-offs. If you Google taxes on our team page, you're going to find an Excel spreadsheet my husband made for us. You'll also see sheets of things that you can keep track of. You definitely want to keep track of all your postage, your mileage. Those are my 2 biggest tax deductions. But if you buy ingredients to practice a recipe, all of your supplies that you buy, those are all tax deductible. Put them in an Excel spreadsheet or on a sheet of paper for taxes next year. Your husband will be very happy. Let's see. So this is all about a national conference. You're going to learn all about the new products. You get to see the new products up front when you go to national conference. And FYI, the amount of money it costs to go to national conference, you end up getting back in product by far. So there are what they call swag bags. And then when you're there, you like win products and they give products that they ship home. Some years it's special bonuses, like last year, if you went to national conference, you got an automatic 1,000 points towards the trip incentive to start off with. Like there's always benefits of going that nobody else gets. This direct ship program that I'm on, those that went to conference got direct ship before anybody else, that kind of stuff. So very, very fun. All right. Whew, I did it with 5 minutes to spare. Now you all get to unmute because it's chat time. So lots to think about as new consultants. I would love to see you guys raise your hand if you are 100% you want to be just a virtual consultant, no live shows. All right, so Shelby, Heidi, I can't, there's a lot of other people I can't see because their cameras are off. Let me see. Wendy Shaw, Catherine Guilfoy, are you 100%? All right, Cindy's raising her hand. Are you 100%?
I wanted to do like mainly virtual, but I do have someone who would possibly do a live one.
Nice. Live's fun. Live's fun. Carol Mahoney, are you live or virtual? Carol, are you there? Hi, Corey.
Hi.
Are you live or virtual? I can't remember.
Virtual.
Okay. Right. So again, my stats are, we've got mostly virtual that have joined our team. So that's awesome. So what do you have for questions about virtual parties? Have you all, I know that you guys just started, some of you, but who has not watched the 1-hour Stephen Joseph video? Is there anybody who has not watched the training by Stephen Joseph? Oh, you all have. Oh, rocking it. All right. So the guy is rocking it and it's working because it's working. So it's all about coaching and getting yourself organized. So do you guys want some tips on how I organize? I'm sure Jen Mitchell has told you how she organizes, but I put alarms in my phone. I use Google Phone. And so in the morning, And it's not a pop-up, it's an alarm that if I don't walk over to my phone and actually touch the button that says, shut up, it's just gonna keep going, bring, 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 and I get over there and it says, virtual party host coach 1. And then if I open that as if it were an appointment in the notes section, it has exactly what I'm supposed to text my host. So I touch it, I copy it, I go into my group, I paste it, and then I have albums on my cell phone that say host coaching, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I just go into that album and I send the picture. So I set alarms in my phone about the things that I'm supposed to do related to my host coaching and related to my days. I also created, originally I was doing 7-day shows. I just changed it to 5 days. So I have banners in each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I change the banner in my virtual party every day. Doesn't matter when, but I change it every day because when you change the banner, everybody in the group tends to get a notification. So they're more likely to go back into the group. So I keep all that stuff on my phone because my life, when you're a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home worker, is kind of like, oh, I'm at the grocery store. I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be sending this. And if I'm not home near my computer, how am I going to do it? So most of it I do right off my phone. It's faster on my computer, but I make sure it's all on my phone too, just so that I can have it available to do that. What else can I answer for you guys?
Do you auto post your
Oh Lord, yes. Yes, post my party. There's a link that I will share to you, and we can share templates with you, but Pampered Chef would prefer we don't do that. What they want us to do is teach you how to take the virtual party training and create your own template. Because once you have a template, all you have to do is change the games out and change the specials out, and you know, you could have 1 or 2 templates that you just rotate based on the people that are in your group. But yeah, I mean, I post a lot of photos, so I probably post 125 photos in a week.
Mm-hmm. Because I noticed, like Steven had said, he posts his stuff manually because he feels like he gets a better show rating as far as
yeah. I don't know. I guess I'll have to see. I did $4,000 worth of business last week, so
that's good.
pretty crazy good. The week before there was only 2,000, but still, that was really great for not leaving my house. So I do manually post some. Like I have those folders on my phone, so at one point an alarm goes off that says post into your thing, but I post videos. So I do a ton of videos in my own kitchen. If you're part of my VIP customer page and you scroll back, you'll see all my videos. I save those all to my phone, and the ones that I really like I put into folders. So I might have 2 or 3 videos in a folder, a host post, like one that I want my hostess to post, and maybe 2 or 3 product videos in each day. So any given Monday, I'm going to post a different video, one of those 3, so that it's not the same. So this week, I'm not posting the same videos on Monday that I posted last week because I'm guessing that some of the people are the same people from my past shows that have rolled over to my new shows. So I'm kind of on like a 3-week rotation. So I do post manually into my shows, but only like once or twice a day. Everything else is auto post. But I go in, you saw, I GIF a lot. GIF, I don't know what you call it. I think it's called GIF. I GIF a lot in my shows. So, and another great example is I have a recipe that, or a thing that I ask, you know, do you like sweet or savory? And, you know, it's some picture of the popcorn maker and chocolate made in the, it's a Pampered Chef image, chocolate made in the herb freezing trays. So when they say sweet, I post a sweet recipe right underneath their comment. And then the next person that says sweet, I post a different sweet recipe, and then a salty recipe, and then a savory recipe. And then I do a ton of coffee things. Every one of my show, I'm a huge coffee drinker. So by day 3, I'm like, so you know, it's all about coffee this morning, right? And so like I post all these things about like, you know, like that kettle opening up and drinking coffee. Or I love Gilmore Girls, and they're all about coffee. So I usually have some GIF about the Gilmore Girls, like, you know, give me an IV or whatever. So yeah, So I try to make it fun, even though it's an auto post. I go in and I comment and GIF live.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Anybody? I'll give you 2 more minutes and then I'll sign you guys out. I know I did a lot of the talking. There's a lot of stuff to share. But I wanted it to get out there so that you knew, like, what the procedure is for new consultants. Like, now you have the overview so that when we one-on-one talk with you about different things, you're going to be like, oh, I remember her saying that before.